Hi Gemini, welcome to your June 2018 birthday season monthly reading. Same format as before, 3 cards, major arcana reading, backed up by 1 from the swords, 1 from the wands, 1 from the pentacles and 1 from the cups. Okay, no further ado, 1 more shuffle, 1 more cut. Let's see what we get for you, Gemini. Judgment in the upright, Justice in the reverse, and the Moon in the upright. Okay, well, it looks to me, Gemini, like you think that something's going to kind of not necessarily come to an end, but sort of come out in the wash somehow. You know that phrase, it'll all come out in the wash? That's a bit what springs to mind when I see the Judgment card here in the upright. The Judgment card is when everything has to be kind of hiked out and gone over again in its totality as a kind of reckoning. It's the second to last card of the tarot cycle, the tarot journey. So clearly you feel like you're at the end of something. But it doesn't look like you are, because what's blocking your vision is Justice in the reverse. And the outcome here, we have the Moon. So what you think is going to be kind of, washed through in June isn't going to be washed through, and it's going to remain unwashed through. Not only is it not going to get cleaned up, it looks like it's still going to get murkier here with the Moon as the outcome. And what's doing this, what's blocking this kind of washing through and reckoning and kind of going through everything so that things can be put to bed, so to speak, put to rights, put to bed, and you can move on to a fresh phase. What's blocking that is Justice in the reverse. So someone, there's some I don't see any wrongdoing here, but I mean perhaps it's just a sort of a mistake. I don't know. Which ain't really much use to you, is it, seeing as you've come here for a reading? I'm going to get a little bit more on this straight away, because clearly we have a quite strong juxtaposition here. I mean, the Moon is coming towards the end of the cycle, but it's like what I'm getting here is that you're going to have to go back over this again. You think that you're nearing the end of it, but actually you're not as near to the end of it as you think you are. You're still in the woods, so to speak, on whatever it is that's brought you here for this reading. So let's have a look at what more we can get on this Justice in the reverse. Okay, we get the Tower in the reverse. Now, sometimes there is a kind of justice. Sometimes it takes a while to see the justice in the Tower card, because the Tower card is characterized by this sort of sudden upending of everything and sort of destruction of all your best laid plans. But it's a life lesson in itself, and sometimes there is a sort of justice in it, but sometimes, as I say, it takes a while to see that. I get the feeling like you're expecting. This is about an expectation you have of someone else. I think perhaps your hopes are riding on someone else, and I've got to say they're not being clear with you. Whoever this person is, I get the feeling like you've built something. Perhaps it's just in your own mind you have something built. and in conjunction with someone else, and you're kind of hoping that that conjunction that you have with this other person is going to lead to this kind of re-reckoning of your life and a new phase, but they are not playing you straight. They're not playing you straight. If I remember rightly, in your May reading, it kind of wasn't good. There was someone was messing you around in some way, shape, or form, and it looks like that's still going on. I'm going to get a little bit more on this briefly, because this is a big old card to think that you're in. I mean, in this reading, what we have is this first position is things as you see them. The second position is the veil or obscuration. The third position is things as they really are. So you're not getting anywhere here. You're not getting anywhere. You know, by the end of this reading, you're still wandering around in the dark, howling at the moon. So let's get a little bit more on this. Okay, bloody hell. Temperance. Right, Gemini, no matter how much patience and kind of divine tolerance you bring to this situation, you cannot control the motivations and the machinations and the will of other people. I'm getting this really strongly here, or an other person. You can't control it. It doesn't matter how much you try to sort of rise above it with your wings and kind of, that if you apply enough understanding, enough wisdom, enough self-sacrifice, you are going to be able to sort of bend the laws of spiritual physics, as she is bending the laws of physics here with that liquid, and kind of bring about the result that you're hoping for. You can't. Other people are utterly a law unto themselves, as you are to them, Gemini. I still get the feeling like, not only are you do you have this kind of structure in the tower here built with this other person in your mind, and they are not playing you straight. Not only do you have that, and for you in your own mind, in your heart, and for you this is a life-changing thing. This puts you into a new phase here with the Judgment card, and perhaps even for you, you see it as some kind of, it's some kind of second chance, some kind of new beginning. And it looks to me from the Temperance card, you're even getting into the idea of basically sacrificing your own will and your own happiness and your own well-being to be this kind of overarching this overarching principle that by sheer force of spiritual will can make this happen for yourself, and you can't. I'm going to get one more here on the moon. Okay. We have the Hierophant in reverse here. It's the High Priest, Papa Hierophant in reverse. This really, really, really does suggest to me that someone is breaking the rules. They're breaking the rules, and they're not being straight with you, because this is obscured by this. Not only are they not playing you fair, they are not with you on this building project here of the tower. They're not in there with you. And if you don't let go of this kind of I can overcome it all kind of thing, in the Temperance card here, I can overcome it all with sheer patience, sheer love, sheer sort of spiritual overarching sort of wisdom and understanding, and you can't. They're just fucking you around. I'm sorry, I've got to say it. And you're being left in the dark here. And they're They're doing wrong in terms of the institution that you are building here in your tower. They're making a mockery of it, and you're in the dark. Right, here goes one from the swords. There you go. Fucking hell, 7 of swords. Really? That's what they call the thief card, isn't it? But do look. I didn't get them all. Look, there's 2 left. There's 2 left there. And he's looking back. And he's so intent on getting away with those 5 swords. He doesn't care about leaving the 2 there. He just wants to get away with those 5 swords. And he can't carry any more. And he's more intent on looking back to make sure that he hasn't been spotted. What a little so-and-so. These 2 swords here are still available for your use. Do not forget that. Okay, I get the feeling if you tackle this person, or if you sort of bring some of these concerns, your concerns about this to the person concerned, to the person in question here, too many concerns, too many wands. They're gonna pull the sort of, oh yeah, but you always did it, and God, why do you always have to? It's gonna be silly, petty squabbles. And you are going to be invited covertly and in a subtle way to kind of sink to their level. And it's just going to be a distraction, some stupid little row. You're going to say something like, I don't understand why, and it's going to be a serious point that you raise, and they're going to say something, well, you always leave your phone by the bed. It's going to be something really silly, and they're going to try and distract you and get you into some petty argument. Really, really trying to pull the wool over your eyes, man. Okay. Now, I've got to say, this is a lovely card. We've got the 9 of Pentacles, but at the moment, it's reminding me of the Temperance card here that we had, because there's an element of sort of, I'm fine in my garden, I float in an exalted state with all my pentacles and my beautiful robe. It's like a shot for a magazine or an Instagram pose, this one. And I think this is where you're going to be trying to convince yourself that you are. Oh, okay, and lastly from the cups. Okay, another 9. Right, you're very, very close, Gemini, to getting to the bottom of this. You're really, really close to it. I think what it's going to take is one shift of perception to see that. The reason I say you're close is because we've got these 2 9s here. But one shift of perception to see that whoever this is that you've got castles in the sky dreams with here in the tower, and this sense of a whole new life for you, and if you can just be patient enough, and one shift in perception, and you will see this person for who they are, and it's going to be painful. But I also do think, it's very, very interesting that the Temperance is in the upright here. You will recover from this quickly. Because I don't think they've actually got away with much. You haven't signed your house over to them or anything. This is largely an emotional thing, and you can bounce back from this pretty quickly. But it's going to take a shift of perception, and that's going to take some bravery. Right, I'm going to leave it there, Gemini. All best with that. Please tune in for another reading soon. Bye-bye.